Whitman and Jerry Brown addressed a wide range of issues, but the elephant in the room was the latest scandal over a telephone conversation. Moderator Tom Brokaw told Brown the word represents to many women the same sort of insult that the N-word does to African Americans. Here's Brown's response.
I don't agree with that comparison, number one. Number two, this is a 5-week-old private conversation picked up on a cell phone with a garbled transmission. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry it happened. I apologize, Ms. Whitman.
So, Jerry, it's not just me. It's the people of California who deserve better than slurs and personal attacks.
The candidates also addressed the flap over Whitman's longtime maid, but did they get through to the voters on the real issues? Here in this morning's political panel, Bob Turner, Republican candidate for U.S. Congress in New York, Tamara Holder, attorney and Fox News contributor, and Nina Easton, Washington bureau chief for Fortune magazine. Good morning to all three of you.
Good morning, Rick.
Nina, let me turn to you. How did Jerry Brown do in responding to that question? The audience, you could audibly hear them boo.
Yeah, Jerry Brown's a career politician, okay? The first rule of politics when there's misbehavior involved in something, whether it's you or your staff, apologize, and apologize profusely. Jerry Brown hasn't followed that number one rule. As you know, he's trying to, as you saw, he's trying to kind of explain it away. His apology was very tepid. This is a really tight race, and I think what Jerry Brown's actions are not helping him with women. I think it's really going to help Meg Whitman in all of this.
So Tamara, I mean, over the weekend there was the report that his wife said the derogatory word, and it really probably doesn't matter who it is, whether it's 5 weeks old or 5 years old. It's an issue, isn't it?
Well, it is, but at the same time, we don't know who said it.
Does it matter, though?
Well, it does, but at the same time, now that the National Organization of Women, they still support Brown. They support him.
Surprise, surprise.
You know, and he did not, let me be clear, though, he did not say this. It was a staffer. So, you know, it's not like he's the one that's calling women out. He's the one that's against women. This was a private conversation. Yes, I agree with Nina. He should have apologized, but at the same time, he shouldn't necessarily lose all the votes because of something that was said.
Bob, there hasn't been a poll taken in California since this was revealed. How do you think it will change?
I'm not sure it will. I think this whole issue is a sideshow, and keeping the voters off the key issues of the economy. I don't think Ms. Whitman nailed Jerry Brown as part of the establishment, you know, and part of the problem.
So you think that they should have been discussing more about the issues, which they did last night as well, but the press is picking up on these issues.
That's the sideshow.
And I would just add on these issues, the big issue in California are pensions, retirement benefits, which are killing the state and killing localities and draining money from local.
Panel, stick around. We'll be right back with more. And now we're back with our political panel. A new poll shows that American women view the Obama administration as a failure. And with women historically voting in greater numbers than men, it could spell even more trouble for Democrats next month. Let's take a look at some of those poll results. On health care, was it a failure or a success? Failure, 56%, success, 29%. Let's look at stimulus. Success, 34%, failure, 53%. This is from women. And finally, the auto bailout. Failure, 51%, success, 33%. I'm back with the panel. Tamara, let me start with you. What does it say about women and how they're going to vote in the midterms? They don't like three of the basic things that Obama has passed.
Sure, I don't think that women are happy. I don't think men are happy. Blacks, whites, Hispanics, everybody's upset with Obama. But at the same time, that does not mean that American women are going to go out and vote for a Republican. That does not mean that the vote all of a sudden transfers from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. There are lots of statements coming from the Republican Party that that are anti-gay, pro-life, anti-pro-choice. You know, all of these things that women want. They're just disappointed in the work of Obama.
So many women, Bob, are independents, so they might vote for the Republican because they look at both the candidates and then make their decision.
Well, I think unemployment and paying the rent is gender neutral. They're suffering as everyone else, and the drop in the popularity reflects the erosion proportionately, I think, in his overall failures.
Nina, there are more registered, or women are registered more as Democrats in this country than as Republicans. So this is significant, is it not?
And they're also very significant in the independent vote. And they are reacting the same way independents are, which is we wanted change, but we didn't want this much change. This is jarring. I just interviewed Senator Olympia Snowe, Republican from Maine, centrist, was negotiating with, voted for the stimulus, was negotiating with the Obama administration over health care, dropped off, condemns the health care bill. She's a very strong opponent of it now. If you can't get Olympia Snowe on your side, you're not going to do a good job of getting independent women on your side.
And Tamara, real quickly though, women tend to go out to vote more than men, although we've seen in some other polls that men, specifically white men, are very energized to vote this time. But if a lot of women show up, this will not be good for the Democrats, will it?
Well, I don't necessarily think that. I don't think that women are necessarily going to show up to the polls and vote Republican or vote for a Tea Partier. There are still core issues here: gay, pro-life, pro-choice, you know, all of these things that affect women. Women make $11,000 less a year than men. We want equal pay. We want somebody who's going to fight for that, and that's not a Republican.
But in an economy and a recession where jobs are the #1 issue,
all
those social issues may not matter as much. Bob, Tamara, Nina, great to see you on a very busy news day. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Coming up, they're the #1 women's water polo team in the world, but nothing is getting these ladies more media.